Now, for the Commodore 64 Ultimate, videotape training with Commodore's foremost authority, Tim Butterfield.
Hello, I'm Tim Butterfield, and I'd like to tell you about the Commodore 64 Ultimate.
392 exciting sessions on today's hottest-selling home computer. Vital up-to-date information to inform the novice, intrigue the experienced, entice the ladies, taunt the weak, and summon the all-powerful 8-bit demon Grulok, Dark Lord of the cursed programmers of the Seven Realms.
Hello, I'm Tim Butterfield, and I'd like to tell you about the Commodore 64 Ultimate. It's a pretty good computer. It's got a lot of very good features: color, sound, graphics, pictures, audio, graphics, sound, pictures, audio, and graphics. It's got an excellent keyboard, a ton of memory, and the price is certainly right. Why don't we take a look inside the box and see what we have in here? The first thing you'll see when you open the box is the Commodore 64 Ultimate itself. As you can see, it's in a nice protective bag here. We'll take care of that in just a second. I fear I've not taken care of this protective bag in a proper manner, and I cannot get it very tight. Freaking out! How does it happen? We'll just go ahead and put this to the side and see what else is in the box. We're just getting started. So many delights await us. Oh! Piece of shit! Oh, look! It's the Commodore 64 Ultimate User Guide. This has a lot of useful information. You don't want to lose it. You want to keep this. Do not throw it away. Look at me. Do not throw this book away. For great tragedy will befall you if you part with this tome. It's a useful book. Continuing our adventure here. What's this? A box of accessories. Let's just pop this open here and see what we have. We have an HDMI cable. This is how you will connect your Commodore 64 Ultimate to your television or monitor. We've got what looks to be a cassette tape. This is actually a USB drive that you can plug into one of the USB ports. This contains a lot of programs, many demos, music. We'll talk about this a little bit later. And we've got your power plugs. This is how you will give your computer power. And there are adapters for various regions across the world. Comes in a very attractive, clear power plug there. Smells delightful. Tastes not as good. Don't eat any of the accessories that come with your Commodore 64 Ultimate. And look here. As just a fun little addition, you've got a sheet of stickers. Okay? And with that, we have everything we need to set up our computer and turn it on for the first time. So I think we should do that right now. A couple things to mention before we see what this computer is all about. Commodore sells a variety of versions of this computer. If you're a traditionalist, a purist, what Commodore calls a basic I'm sorry?
Basic beige.
Basic beige. They call the original computer color the beige. Now this version is what they call the Starlight Edition. It's got a little more pizzazz, a little more razzle-dazzle, what the kids call zesty cha-cha.
No, they don't.
Okay, I'm being told kids do not use the term zesty cha-cha. I don't know where I heard that, but it's a very attractive computer. You'll see what I mean when I turn it on in just a second. And there is one more version being sold. It is called the Founders Edition. It is limited to only 6,400, but as of the recording of this video, those computers are still available. We have the Starlight Edition here. Before we plug it in, let's take a tour of the computer. On the right side here, you'll see 2 controller ports. This is for your paddles, joysticks, mice, input devices. Next, we've got a multi-function rocker. You'll use this to turn on the computer, reset, get into the C64 Ultimate menu. I will show you all these functions a little bit later. Next to the multi-function rocker, we've got your power port. We've already showed you the plug. This barrel port is where you will plug that in. Around the back here, we've got what they call a memory expansion port. This is mostly used for game cartridges and memory expansion. Next, the RF port is actually an audio port. Next to the audio port, we've got video. This is for your old school monitor. If you have a 1902 monitor, for instance, you will plug that in here. Next to the video, we've got a serial port, and that is for connecting up old devices like a floppy drive, if you have one. Likewise, next to the serial port, there is a port labeled cassette, and this is for older data sets. If you happen to have any programs on cassette tape, and you have a cassette player, you can connect it up that way. And then user port here is very interesting. This is where you'll connect up some modern devices. For instance, your HDMI, which we'll be connecting up to this monitor here momentarily. We've got Ethernet for your wired internet connection, and then 2 USB ports. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, let's connect this computer and see what it's all about. Let's turn it on by simply holding up the rocker for a second. Oh, that startled me. It starlighted me. When you first turn on your Commodore 64 Ultimate, you're greeted with the Commodore 64 Basic version 2 screen indicating you've got 64K of RAM and about 39,000 basic bytes free. And this is when we can start to program. If you are intelligent like me and you have the skills, you can go right ahead and type in, okay, 10 print, all hail Krulak, open gateway to underworld, 30 if evil is present, go sub 30, load succubus, and okay. And we've got a syntax error though. We've got a syntax error. What does syntax mean? Is it SI? Well, it's not SIN. Well, I don't know what's happening here. I'm going to have to look through the manual, I guess. To be honest, I'm more familiar with user-friendly systems like the Russian-made mainframe, Jetra Ubratsi 9000. That's what I was trained on. But this is good too. Thankfully, we don't need to know BASIC or programming to get a lot of use out of the Commodore 64 Ultimate. For instance, by just pressing up on the rocker button, there are many options here, and eventually we'll get to them all. But we plugged in our very second cassette USB, so why not play some games? Let's go to Disk File Browser, we'll look at the USB disk, and we will find a game to play. Let's go down to the bare essentials, which sounds like a rollicking good time. The Commodore 64 Ultimate is a faithful recreation of the original. Therefore, it takes absolutely an eternity to load some of these games. This looks like a nice, relaxing game to waste a few minutes on. Still loading. Come on. Huh? We are ready to go. Yes. All right, looks like we're trying to collect 350 apples. Here we go. We're going to the forest. Collect some apples. Can you jump on these things? No! All right. Look, I'm very good at games, but that death did not count because, I'm just learning how to play this. So we want to avoid that little guy. I don't know why a tiny snail could kill a bear. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard of in my life, but okay, all right, it's fine. It's fine. That's how they want it to play. All right, so we're not going to touch the snail. A very poisonous snail. And we've got our first apple. And we've got our second apple coming up. And our third apple. By my calculations, we're about 10% done with this game. Well, on our way to 350 apples. Yes. No! That wasn't fair. That thing was moving all the way to the left. I didn't touch it.
Yes. No! That wasn't fair.
That's what a bear dies from touching a snail. Doesn't make any sense. What happened there? What sort of bird flies like that? The trick is to just jump over these guys. This game doesn't give you a chance. It's not fair. Let's play a different game. Let's play Super Bread Box. I'm sure it's going to be a lot more fair and a lot more fun than that dumb bear game. Here we go. Enter name. Tim B. All right. How do I jump? Okay. How do I fire? Okay. Again, doesn't count. I'm learning the controls here. Jumping. The problem is I'm accustomed to an actual joystick, so maybe I should wait to play these games until I receive one of those in the mail. Let's not play any more games right now because I'm going to throw this computer through the window. Well, that's just a small sampling of some of the programs found on the very second USB drive. You should take some time to go through it because there's a lot of fun games on here. And some not so fun games, like the ones I featured. The ones I featured are not fair and stupid, quite frankly, punishing and cruel, and they should not exist. Makes my blood boil. Why are they on this thing? Stupid games. In the next segment, I will show you how to hack into a nuclear reactor. It's easier than you think.